His Excellency, Secretary General of the League of Arab States, Honorable External Affairs Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to today's signing ceremony where two agreements will be signed. First, we have the Memorandum of Cooperation between the League of Arab States and the Republic of India. Arab League signatory, His Excellency Dr. Nabil Al-Arabi, Secretary General of the League of Arab States. Indian signatory, Shri Salman Khurshid, Honorable External Affairs Minister.
ما بيكتبش كويس. هو مش عندي اعمل ايه؟
Got your picture, you didn't get your picture.
Okay.
Now, let's do it with a longer handshake, don't you? Okay, thank you.
Next, we have the executive program of the Arab-Indian Cooperation Forum between the League of Arab States and the Republic of India for the year 2014-2016.
حاضر. في واحدة كمان ولا خلاص؟
What? Again, congratulations. In the same picture here. Trying to always give them another chance for another hand. Thank you.
This concludes the signing ceremony. Thank you.
Honorable dignitaries, members of the delegations, and friends from the media. As is usual, we will have a brief media event. I would now request the External Affairs Minister of India, Shri Salman Khurshid, to make his opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Dr. Nabil Al-Arabi, who is an old friend of India, has been ambassador for Egypt in our country some years ago. and it's good to have our old friend back amongst us. And ladies and gentlemen of the media, my colleague, Mr. E. Ahmed, distinguished ambassadors, excellencies, it's indeed really a great pleasure to be welcoming Dr. Nabil El-Arabi on his first visit in the capacity as Secretary General of the League of Arab States. He is no stranger, as I said, to our country, having served as ambassador, and I believe that this is really a homecoming in a sense, even if it's his second home. The Secretary General and I have concluded extensive discussions. We've had very productive exchange of views. I need hardly say that it was marked by warmth and friendship that's characteristic of the very special nature of the relationship that we have between Arab countries and ourselves in India. I expressed my respect and admiration for the work that the Arab League has done over the years to strengthen Arab solidarity, in which we have a stake, and to enhance the economic well-being and social development of the Arab peoples. We've expressed our belief that India and the Arab world share deep historical civilizational ties, and these have evolved collectively in our South-South cooperation. We've noted that both sides have a great deal to learn from each other and build firm partnerships that would have a positive effect for our common and extended neighborhood. So as our extended neighborhood ends, your extended neighborhood begins. So we really are, in that sense, in the extended neighborhood. In particular, we noted the success of 3 Indo-Arab investment summits that have taken place so far. The training programs that we believe are the most extensive that we have with anyone in the world, and that is giving young Arab diplomats at our Foreign Service Institute a special feel and special ability to link our two regions. At the same time, there was realistic acknowledgement that while a significant amount of work has been done in the formal cooperation between League and India since 2002, I need hardly say that enormous potential for deepening, widening, and taking our relationship to a higher level remains. So the new memorandum of cooperation between the League of Arab States and India and the new executive program that we've just signed represent the beginning, if I may not be exaggerating, of a new era of our partnership. The schedule for the coming 2 years includes ministerial and senior officials meetings, in addition, of course, to the business summits and cultural festivals. The Secretary General and I have agreed the new format for the high-level political interaction includes ministers from 22 Arab nations, and this would energize this relationship in a very special way. The Secretary General and I have also exchanged views on a range of regional and international issues. The Arab countries that lie in our immediate extended neighborhood, and we are closely linked in many, many ways, both with history, commerce, and of course community ties. We have shared interest in peace and stability in the Arab world and the rest of the world. I've conveyed our steadfast support to the Palestinian cause and expressed our support for the role played by the League in partnering the Middle East peace process towards establishment of the State of Palestine with East Jerusalem as its capital. And I'm grateful that His Excellency reiterated the recognition of India's constant and steady support for this on this issue. We've also discussed the situation and the distressing and deteriorating situation in Syria, and condemned the violence and the loss of life on both sides. We've agreed on the urgent need for a comprehensive, peaceful resolution of all issues through dialogue, in keeping with the aspirations of the Syrian people. The Secretary General and I have agreed on the need for strengthening our cooperation at multilateral fora, such as the United Nations. We've noted that our delegations had worked closely in the past for coordinating our positions, and would seek to enhance those links through planned high-level political consultations that I have mentioned earlier. So there is no doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that the visit to the Distinguished Secretary General is an important step in a natural and historical partnership between India and the Arab peoples, which is poised, we say with confidence, to grow strategically and dramatically in the coming years. Thank you very much.
Well, Your Excellency, Foreign Minister Salman Khurshid, Your Excellency Mr. Ahmed, Their Excellency the Arab ambassadors, it's a great pleasure for me to be in India. As the Minister rightly pointed out, I was the Egyptian ambassador here, and I was very happy when I came in presenting my credentials to President Zail Singh to say that I have read in a book and that when the great Indian King Ashok took over, he decided to send 3 letters to leaders of the whole world at that time. One of them was to Egypt. So the relations between my own country and India are very old. But in our modern time, the relations have been exemplary between the whole Arab world. I had the pleasure to tell His Excellency, the Foreign Minister, today that in all Arab problems, India is there to support. The number 1 problem in the Arab world is oil Palestine, and India has been a steadfast supporter in Palestine. I remember when I was here during the NAM 1983 summit, President Arafat himself was telling us that when I have a problem, I go to the Prime Minister of India, always. So the relations are old, and we feel the bonds between our part of the world, which you call West Asia, and East Asia here, or Asia here. And I think, very important to renew these efforts. The Arab League signed in 2008 an agreement with India, which has been renewed and added new elements. Now every year we are going to have high officials meeting. Every 2 years, foreign ministers meeting. That's very important, that should come and discuss everything, thrash out all problems, are trying to find solutions, and I'm sure they will find solutions, because the background of the 2 areas here in India and in the Arab world are similar. We all came out of colonialism, and maybe the same colonizer sometimes, and we are looking for the future to have our rights and to play a role in building the world. Cooperation in the United Nations is very important. The United Nations, as we all know, needs a lot of reform. The Security Council needs a lot of reform, and it is important that we all work together to attain a just and workable solution for the problems that the United Nations is facing, and the Security Council in particular. The type of cooperation between India and the Arab world, which has been agreed upon, covers all fields really, not only political, but technical, and which is very important, educational. India has reached a level of education which is very high, and it's very important to exchange views and see how we can mutually benefit from the achievements of India and the achievements in the Arab world. I think this is, as His Excellency have just said rightly, a new era. We have to build on it, and we have to continue to pay great attention to relations between our 2 countries, because we have a lot in common in this world. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. I do appreciate it, and I'm sure all my colleagues appreciate the very close relationship between India and the Arab world.
Thank you. Thank you.
The 2 dignitaries have agreed to respond to a couple of questions. The first question is from Dr. Akhilesh Suman from Rajya Sabha TV.
Sir, the warmth was very visible on both of your faces. So what was that special, Mr. External Affairs Minister, that you discussed, and what is the outcome that is coming out of this discussion? And the question to the Excellency Secretary General, there have been many discussions about India's role in Middle East and Arabian world, But what do you think that India's role have been in the Middle East and Arab, and what do you see the prospect after your visit is over in the coming days?
I'll give it to the Secretary General to answer first.
Well, what I expect after the visit here is that chancellors throughout the Arab world will be working on programs that will be able to enhance the relationship between India and the Arab world. As for the Arab world itself, we are going through a transitional period, no doubt about it. We have, on the one hand, our perennial problem, Palestine, which has to find a solution, and as soon as possible. The Arabs have took a decision last year, 2012, on a ministerial level, that this conflict has to end. It's enough that we have gone through over 65 years now. We have to end this conflict. The whole world have accepted that, and the Americans have proposed that they will work for that. They are still working on it. I don't want to give an opinion now because it's a very delicate part of negotiations. But the Arab foreign ministers are meeting in Cairo on the 21st in the premises of the League of Arab States, and they will be addressed by His Excellency President Mahmoud Abbas, who will explain where we stand now on all the matters relating to the Arab-Israeli talks. I never used peace process because this is part of what has been called managing the conflict. I always say attaining peace, not peace process, if you allow me, Mr. Minister, because the peace process takes time and we have no time for that. On the other hand, there is no doubt the Syrian problem, and maybe I should say something before the next question. No doubt we see a very ugly situation. A civil war. People are dying every day from both sides, all Syrians, 3 million refugees, and the countries neighboring Syria cannot anymore find the resources to provide for these refugees who are suffering, and we have very cold weather now, exceptionally cold weather in the area. Then we have 6 million displaced persons who cannot find food and shelter, no medicine, no hospital, no school. So it's a very ugly situation, as I said. It's a very dangerous situation. It has to end. I'm very happy that the Secretary General of the United Nations issued, Mr. Ban Ki-moon issued a statement yesterday calling for cessation of hostilities during the Geneva conference. I hope the Geneva conference will take place. I have every indication that it will take place on the 22nd, and that there will be an effort, a real effort from the Security Council. I regret very much that India is not in the Security Council now, like last year, so to work for a cessation of hostilities and to save lives. The most important now is to save lives, Syrian lives, very dear to all of us in the Arab League, and to save Syria as a country from destruction. The country has seen a lot of destruction in the last 2 years, and we hope this is going to end. The people in Syria, like every people in the Arab world and everywhere, are always looking for liberty and democracy, and I hope a regime that will come out of Geneva will provide them with liberty and democracy.
Well, the question that you've asked me, I can only say that the historical dimension of our relationship is in itself extremely important, and just continuing with that heritage itself is very important. But now there are additionalities such as our concern about strategic stability of the region, for not only for the world but also because we are hugely dependent on that region for our fuel supply. We also have more than 6 million of our people who are working, and we are grateful to Arab countries for the livelihood they provide to our people. The remittances that come into India every year are a huge help to balancing our foreign exchange requirements, and therefore it is very important for us that we should be able to contribute both in terms of ideological position that we have consistently held on issues such as Palestine and Arab unity, but also in terms of our combined common interest and our enlightened interest in the welfare of the Arab people. And this is why every instrument, every platform, and every architecture that serves this overall purpose for the Arab world and for us is of high significance. And I do believe that there are few relationships that can have the same quality, tenor, the feel, the content, and the value that the relationships that we have with the Arab world. So what we are now doing is, in signing these agreements, we are trying to ensure that we have the right sort of existing functional architecture in order to maximize on the desire on both sides to be able to help and to work together for the betterment of our own people, but also of humankind in general.
Last question, Mr. Ashish from ABP News.
Good afternoon, sir. My question is for EM Salman Saab. Sir, I beg to invite your attention towards what has happened to the Indian diplomat by the US authorities. In the light of new details, those are coming, sir, what action are you taking? What is your reaction to it? And sir, so far no lawyer also for the diplomat. Anything been done in that regards?
No, I think that we've expressed our deep distress and sense of disquiet that has been very, very strongly felt, and in words, strongest words possible, we have communicated the sense that we feel. We feel both in terms of diplomatic responsibilities of relationships between countries that are friendly countries, but also we feel a very extreme level of distress in terms of a human element that's involved. The person of the officer being subjected to that form of indignity is for us completely unacceptable, and therefore I can only say this to you, that whatever needs to be done is being done. It is already in process. We have put in motion what we believe would be effective way of addressing this issue, but also in motion such steps that need to be taken to protect her dignity. I think there are some larger questions involved that we will deal with in good time, but the immediate concerns we are going to address first. The External Publicity Division and the spokesperson will keep you posted and informed. I don't want to say anything in haste. I think that everything that can be done will be done, I can assure you. We take this thing very seriously, and I think that our sense has been adequately communicated to our friends in the United States of America. Let's just now see what happens. You will be kept posted.
Thank you very much. With that, we come to the end of this interaction.
Thank you. You have a good meal now?
Yes, definitely. Great pleasure.